However, the path to a fully electronic mandate is fraught with significant infrastructural demerits, most notably the stark disparity in network coverage across Nigeria's vast and varied landscape. While urban centers may boast reliable internet, many rural and riverine polling units suffer from dead zones where 3G or 4G signals are non-existent, making real-time transmission technically impossible without massive investment in satellite technology. If the Constitution strictly mandates real-time transmission without contingency for these geographical realities, it risks disenfranchising millions of voters in remote areas or creating legal loopholes where results are voided simply due to a lack of signal. This digital divide could inadvertently lead to a situation where the technology intended to safeguard the vote becomes a tool for targeted suppression in areas with poor connectivity. Beyond the technical hurdles lies the more profound and persistent challenge, the lack of human integrity among those tasked with managing the system. Technology is only as honest as its operators, and the Nigerian experience has shown that even the most advanced systems, like the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, B-VAS, can be undermined by intentional human errors, such as failing to upload results promptly or intentionally blurring photos of result sheets. A constitutional mandate cannot, by itself, legislate morality or patriotism into the ad hoc staff and officials who may be susceptible to bribery or intimidation. So, without a concurrent overhaul of the punitive measures for electoral offenders and a cultural shift toward institutional integrity, the electronic transmission of results risks becoming a sophisticated facade that merely moves the theater of electoral fraud from the ballot box to the server room. Sincerely, determining whether Nigeria is truly ripe for a constitutional mandate on real-time electronic transmission requires a difficult balance between the urgent need for transparency and the sobering reality of our current infrastructure. Sincerity demands acknowledging that while the spirit of the Nigerian voters is more than ready for a system that protects their mandate, the structural pillars required to support such a serious innovation remain shaky. So, mandating a technology that cannot be universally deployed due to 3G per 4G network dead zones in rural and riverine areas risks creating a legal crisis where valid votes are trapped in a digital void. As said earlier, if the Constitution demands real-time transmission as a condition for validity, the country may unintentionally legalize the disenfranchisement of the very citizens the law is meant to protect, simply because their geography doesn't support their democracy. Moreover, the human integrity deficit highlighted above is perhaps the most significant barrier to immediate mandating. Technology is often viewed as a silver bullet, but in the hands of unpatriotic actors, it can become a sophisticated tool for digital rigging. We have seen instances where the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, B-VAS, and the I-ReV portal were bypassed or manipulated not by hackers from afar, but by officials on the ground. To mandate electronic transmission before institutionalizing strict criminal accountability for electoral officers would be like installing a high-tech security gate on a house with no walls. The human factor can easily sabotage the digital factor through intentional delays, blurred uploads, or claims of technical glitches that conveniently occur in opposition strongholds. Consequently, a more sustainable approach may be to prioritize the institutionalization of certain safeguards before moving to a rigid constitutional mandate. This includes the establishment of an Electoral Offences Commission to ensure that tampering with digital data carries heavy, non-negotiable prison sentences. The country also needs to bridge the digital divide through targeted satellite infrastructure for remote polling units to ensure real-time isn't just a luxury for city dwellers. Actually, by first strengthening the software of our institutions, integrity, judicial clarity, and logistical competence, we can ensure that when this hardware of electronic transmission is finally mandated, it serves as a secure bridge to a credible future rather than a fragile platform for more disputes.